Hello everybody and welcome to the Joe Wentz Project TV right here on YouTube. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for your time. Today's video is going to be very interesting, man. We're going to talk about two different guitars from two totally different sides of the planet. First up though, let me talk about this guitar here. This is a AliExpress model. Alright, I bought this. I've had this for, I don't know, I guess over a year now. At the time, I just didn't have the money to dish out for an EVH. This was brought to my attention by a friend of mine named Andrew. And I really liked it. And for the money, I was like, wow, you can't beat it. So, to be honest, I had to do a lot of upgrades. I didn't have to, but I wanted to. So I upgraded the trim to a Godo. And it does have the quarter there, and the quarter is actually a 1970, which is kind of wild because that was the year I was born. Of course, it's not under the, it's not under the trim like Eddie had, but a lot of shiny stuff on here. It's not really what I really liked the most. Is the paint job was really really nice. I thought it was really cool. It's got some fake reflectors on the back. It's just tape. But like I said, I pretty much gutted the whole thing. Put in a new humbucker and a new pot, and the humbucker that was in there was actually pretty decent, but I swapped it out. The switch was actually wired up to the old pickup that was in here, and it was like a black stock single coil pickup. I removed it and I found this on eBay. They actually sell these replacement pickups for these builds, these Frankie lookalike builds. So I bought one and I just stuffed the wire in there. Of course, I didn't hook it up. And so the only thing that is still original is the jack plate, the knob, and the neck. And the tuners. Now I do like the way that they actually put the cigarette burns on the headstock. Now the nut, I replaced it as well because the nut that came with it was really cheap. And the original trim system that came on here is, I think it was called a Floyd Rose 2, and it was horrible. So it would not hold its tuning whatsoever. So like I said, I did a lot of upgrading to it. But to get this from AliExpress to my door, and it took just under a week. And I want to say I gave about $340 for the guitar. And like I said, the main reason that I thought it was a great deal was because of the paint job. The relicking was incredible. I was like, that is absolutely outstanding. And the seller had really good ratings, so I took a chance and got lucky. Now I did put a new neck plate on the back. You see it says no bozos. I thought that'd be a cool little addition there. If you're an EVH fan, you know where that's coming from. Now, for this to be supposedly a relic copy of the Frankie, of course the big giveaways are the shiny selector switch, pickup selector switch that's inserted. It's very shiny and it's a little big. The post and the hardware is, pretty shiny. The neck is not bad. Only the thing that I didn't like is the neck is only 21 frets. I can make it work, not a big deal breaker, but I like the 22 frets better. It's just what I like. And I have put a different neck on this guitar, but it just didn't work, and we'll talk about that in a little bit later on. So I put the original neck back on. They tried to age the tuners a little bit, maybe put some kind of oil or something on there. I don't know if that's coming across, just to give it that kind of wore out look. It's not bad for the money. Not bad. I mean, it's got a little bit of a clear coat on it, but not too bad. But for the relicking and everything, and for the price, I just was really shocked. And honestly, the guitar played pretty darn good. when I got it. And then after I did the upgrades, of course, it played a little bit better. I'll never get rid of it. I mean, there's no sharp fret edges. Everything is smooth, and so I can't really complain. I've heard a lot of horror stories about people getting stuff from AliExpress, and things just didn't work out. For some cases, it didn't work out. For the most part, I guess it did. This is my only experience with doing something like this. It did have these hooks on here, these strap hooks. I left those on, and I, of course, put the Eddie strap on. And had to have that on there, right? You got to have the EVH strap. It just, you don't have to, but it just kind of looks silly without it, in my opinion. So that's the fakie right there. Again, it's reliced really well. I mean, I couldn't buy the body, the neck, and the electronics, and the paint, and relic all this stuff for $330. I mean, I couldn't do it. Maybe some of y'all could, but I couldn't. I don't have the patience to do that. So I was like, well, until I can get an original Frankie, this will do. And it did for a while. And I still play this guitar from time to time. But now let's move on to the authentic EVH. And now here's the real deal. So we want to get a little closer to the camera here so you can see the similarities are very striking. The way they did that copy or the clone is very impressive. Now you can see the relicing is about the same, kind of, sort of. You can see the pickup selector switch is more discolored, like it's wore out. The single coil that's in there, you know, looks just like the other that I bought off eBay and replaced. It's very, very, very strikingly similar. Now, when I got this from Guitar Center, they did not include the arm with in the shipping box. I looked all over in that box, top to bottom, side to side, and that's just Guitar Center for you. That's probably my third or fourth time dealing with Guitar Center, having a guitar shipped to me to my house, and they don't have the whammy bar. I don't get it. I don't understand. So I went ahead and ordered a Floyd Rose bar, and it looks like it's discolored and kind of wore. I don't know if that's coming through on camera, but I just put it on right before this video. I did have another one that's real shiny, and it was a little bit longer. I don't think it was an official Floyd Rose bar, but it's on there now. So you can see the pick guard is cut pretty close to the copy. The hooks were not on there. I put those on. And of course, I got the EVH strap. The relicing on the back looks good. There's no reflectors, which is fine. Again, looks pretty darn close, in my opinion. The neck is very nice. The fret edges are just stick out just barely. Now, it could be because of the weather, because when I ordered this, it was still kind of cold. And it wasn't that long ago, so maybe the wood hasn't quite expanded yet again, because it's not as bad as it was, and I've dealt with that before. So I think as time moves on and the temperature settles more on a warmer side, it'll be okay. But I love the neck. It feels incredible. I did put stainless steel locking screws at the top. Another thing I was kind of shocked about, when I got this guitar from GC, of course I bought it used, every one of these tuning pegs was loose. Every one. So I had to take my my tool there and tighten all these down. Now they're fine. And of course I had to change the strings. The strings that were on here were hideous. So there's no telling how long the strings had been on this instrument and how long it had been hanging up in the Guitar Center location. And it wasn't from here, it was from another location. It plays really, really well. I'm very, very happy with it. I mean, I had to give it a little TLC, and the neck is kind of made to look like it's got some wear on it, just like on the other. Kind of oiled up, I guess, and give it that kind of aged look. we're going to see how these guitars sound as well, and you can hear for yourself. Is the AliExpress on par with the original EVH? So how much better can a $2,000 guitar be than a $330, $340 guitar? Granted, I upgraded a lot of stuff on there. It might not be a fully fair comparison, but it's still a comparison nonetheless. It was down to either this or the 5150 Stripe series, and as you can see, I've already got a Stripe series there. I bought that a long time ago, and I just put a 5150 decal set on it. I need to take that off and put another one on because it's not very straight. It's kind of crooked a little bit because I was in a hurry, but nonetheless, it's on there. But that guitar plays incredibly well. I mean, it's amazing. I've never had no issue with the EVH line at all, none. This one just needed a little TLC, and it's perfect. So let me hang this back on the wall, and then we'll get ready for our sound test. First up is the AliExpress, the fakie as I like to call it. So we're just going to do a couple of clean chords here, nothing fancy. We're just going to hear the tonality of the instrument. When I got this guitar off the wall just a second ago, I had to get it tuned up. I haven't played it in quite some time. So now that you've heard some of the clean, so let's add some distortion with it. There you go, man. The fakie sounds pretty darn good. Granted, I did gut it out and insert some upgraded electronics. I knew I was going to do that when I bought the guitar, so take that for what it's worth. Now let's move on to the EVH Frankenstein. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got something out of it. I know I did. It was a lot of fun doing this comparison. At the end of the day, I still enjoy these guitars very much. Not getting rid of them, not parting with them. They're a part of me, and I love to play music on them. That's what these instruments are made to do. You know, play music and enjoy everything. Until next time, this is Joe for Joe Project TV. Stay cool on your stool. Be kind to each other. Play some music. Until next time, see you later. Bye-bye.